companies. And this is Jake, founder of CoinFund. We're very excited to announce the start of a video series featuring our portfolio company founders. So we've seen a lot happen over the last year, like a lot, but our amazing founders kept building across all verticals. What are some interesting themes that you've seen, Jake?
Thanks, Kelsey. Also awesome to be here on the stream. Well, I think like one area that we're definitely like looking forward to is the intersection of AI and Web3. And for example, one company in our portfolio that is already kind of operating in this area is called Jensen AI. And what Jensen is building is a decentralized network where these large AI models that we've sort of seen in the news, like things like DALL-E 2 and GPT-3, are able to be trained and created essentially on decentralized compute infrastructure. So that's one area that is definitely developing, like as the broader AI world becomes more commercial, more visible and more advanced. We really are big believers in the idea that Web3 primitives can bring a lot of openness to AI and really accelerate the innovation that's happening there. Another area I'll mention really quickly is probably just NFT financialization. This is the idea that we're building a lot of tools for the NFT space that are financial in nature. And we've talked about this for a few years. We have an investment in a company called Upshot.xyz. And for a couple of years now, they've been working on machine learning or AI-enabled pricing feeds for the NFT space. Today, they cover nearly 20,000 different NFT collections that are out there. And what's going to start to happen, I think in 2023, is that a lot of people will start to build financial products on top of these valuations that such APIs provide. So we're likely to see things like NFT-only AMMs. We're likely to see lending products where you can use NFTs as collateral. And not only that, the loans are going to be issued in an automated way, just like Compound Finance does this for fungible assets. We're probably going to see perps and other kinds of derivatives for NFTs, and we're going to see NFT indices. So that whole ecosystem of NFT financialization products, I think, is going to start to come this year.
There's some really exciting things ahead, and also throughout the series, the audience, everyone here will meet founders that are innovative and capable leaders, both qualities that we carefully consider when making an investment. Jake, like what else do you look for when you're evaluating a portfolio company leader?
Well, I think kind of one of the criteria for us has always been mission-driven founders. Crypto and the blockchain industry, they're a challenging industry to build in. And we go through dramatic cycles, as we've seen in 2018, 2019, as we've seen in 2022. We just finished off, quite a difficult kind of bear market year. And, the highs are high and the lows are low. But it is the founders that really set long-term goals, that really believe in a technology long-term, and really like build for the future. Those are the founders that tend to succeed, long-term and in a venture, sort of way, in the industry. Another thing to say about what we're looking for in founders is that, despite these dramatic turns of the market and despite bear markets, founder sophistication in our industry is increasing. We're seeing more and more Web2 founders come from big companies like Amazon and Google and start companies in the space. And there's more of an onus now on actually taking some of these technologies that have been very infrastructural for many years and starting to bring them to market. But in order to do that, you need people who have actually worked at companies that have brought products to market to real consumers that know how to create a product at scale, know how to implement a UX that the average person can use, and so on and so forth. And so one of the other important criteria that's starting to come up, especially when we think about consumer technology in blockchain and sort of taking blockchain to market, is founder sophistication and experience, coming from the traditional world. And finally, I'll just say like one last thing is, bringing products to market in crypto is not just about decentralizing everything. That's a very myopic view, right? Decentralization is a tool, and what we think is that this set of primitives that Web3 brings can create like really interesting competitive dynamics with traditional businesses. And so we like to work with founders who recognize that, who understand how traditional companies and industries work, so they're more effectively able to compete with them, using Web3. And finally, there's also an element there that Web3 is not something that will just simply overtake everything. It's something that will converge with the existing technologies, players, incumbents, governments, regulators, countries, and so on that are out there in the world. And we look for founders that recognize that and build strategies around that.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that, Jake. I'm really looking forward to introducing some of these incredible founders over the course of this series, with our first one being Paolo, the founder of Socket Supply. That video will be out later this month in January. And in the meantime, please follow our Twitter to stay up to date on everything. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kelsey.